Hello, my name's David Kemsell. I'm the Managing Director of First Thought Equine and designer of the Wales Saddle. I'm going to talk to you today about our new saddle gauge. This saddle gauge is designed to take the subjectivity out of saddle fitting. It can be used by a retailer or it can be used by a rider to ascertain whether their saddle is fitting, or, in the case of the retailer, to be able to specify a new saddle. So, this is our saddle gauge. At the front, we have a representation of the head plate and a representation of the panels, which can achieve different lift. In the centre, we have an arch with a fixed panel representation, because basically the saddle will move or pivot from the centre. And then we have at the back a representation of the different panel heights we can achieve, 1.5, 2 and 2.5 inches of lift. You'll notice that these can wiggle up and down a little bit here, and this represents the amount of maximum air or minimum air or flocking that we can put in the saddle. So, the most important part about this is this little thing here, and this pendulum will actually tell you when your saddle fits, and more importantly, when it's balanced. So just to break it down for you, we have the UU head plate, where you can adjust the width. The U head plate, again, with the same ability, but with a bigger range, all the way from -1 to 8x wide, and a V type. And on here, our panel lift with our 3 different options. Over here, our back arch, again with our 3 different options, centre arch, and then we have our 3 curvatures of tree. All of this comes in the kit along with this. This represents the contact area of your panels. So by attaching this to the gauge and putting it on the horse, these slots will tell you where the scapula should be. This tells you where your head plate should be. And this is the centre, and here you have a 16, a 17, an 18 and a 19 inch length of panel. Okay, so now we've got our saddle gauge on our horse. We've placed it using the contact area. Here's the back of the scapula. I've got my head plate on my head plate line, centre on my centre line, and if I go to the back here, if I go 16, 17 inch, using the coat growth, we can see this horse can barely take a 17 inch saddle. Okay, so everything's set up, and most importantly, my pendulum in the middle is bang on. So you can now see that we can get the spec of our saddle and get it perfectly balanced on our horse. The reason we're using a saddle gauge is to take the subjectivity out of saddle fitting and allow you to take an informed choice as to what components you require to fit your horse. I hope this has been useful. For the full 30-minute video on how to use this correctly, go to YouTube and look up the Wales Saddles channel.